Hello, hashtag here. This one keeps coming up on my feed. I keep getting Instagram comments and podcasts I've listened to recently. What's the difference between a 70.3 and a full distance Ironman event? Apart from the obvious, it's twice as much. But there are major differences between one and the other, and aspects that you need to consider whilst you're training and building up to an event, and as well as race day. Um, it's a whole new animal, a full distance, a whole new animal. So let's go through some details. I suppose with 70.3, there's, I won't say a limited amount of training, but there's a certain amount of training you can get away with to actually do it. If you want to compete, that's a slightly different aspect. But if you want to complete, you can add it into your hectic lifestyle if you wish, and you can do it. And there are plenty of 70.3 local events which allow you to do that. Now, full distance is a bit of a part-time job. It's similar training to a 70.3, and then it changes with about 12 weeks to go, 10 weeks to go. And then it becomes a completely different animal where volume, it does take over your life as such, the long rides. There can be double run sessions, there can be swim sessions. You've got to think about your recovery, your gear preparation, your nutrition, on and off the bike, on and off training. And basically it demands a lot more structure. So you can say goodbye to a certain element of spontaneity in your life in those weeks leading up to a big event. Again, training, lighter volume, but those final few weeks actually into a full distance, there's complete paranoia. Let's be honest. Every niggle you become super sensitive to. As soon as someone coughs within 100 yards radius of you, you instantly jump into a hedge. Yes, you get very paranoid. Are you undercooked? Are you overcooked? Should I buy new kit? Because that seems to be the thing that is going to make me faster on race day. Don't do that. But these are the thoughts that are actually flowing through your mind in these final few weeks. With a 70.3 on the day, I suppose there's a little bit of race nerves, but you can manage it and you can get through it. Whereas the big one, you're up at the crack of dawn. You're not even up at the crack of dawn. You're up at darkness if you had any sleep. So there are some people that don't even sleep. So just be aware that might be it. My take on that is make sure you bank some sleep in the days leading up to it. So if you don't get much sleep that final night, it's not a major big deal. Yeah. So okay, next one. Nutrition whilst you're racing. A few gels, a few energy bars in T1, T2 on the bike, and obviously you get the aid stations where they can giving you gels and water. You might be able to wing it on a 70.3 and you might be able to survive. Whereas a full, it takes a lot more strategy and you have to pretty much dial it in your training to make sure that you actually get it right on race day. Bear in mind, obviously a 70.3 is anywhere between 4 and 7 hours, whereas it could be a full day out, it could be 17 hours. So you've got to get it right. You might not even get it right on race day. It depends. It depends on the weather, depends on conditions, depends on the stresses, etc. It can be horrible, but it's planned horrible, if you get what I mean. Okay, finish line. Some of you have done this already, so I'm teaching you to suck eggs. But when you do a 70.3, absolutely brilliant, amazing achievement. You couldn't believe even you did a super sprint 3 years ago, an Olympic a couple of years ago, and now you're doing a 70.3. How amazing. What you thought was impossible is now possible. And those super sprints, those sprints and those Olympics are just training events. It's amazing how far you've come. But finish line experience of an Ironman, to actually have, if it is an Ironman branded event, to actually have someone call out your name and say you are an Ironman is Amazing. It makes you realise how far you've come, and every dark moment you've ever gone through that nearly broke you didn't, and here you are on that start line. Now, from a recovery perspective, you're going to get DOMS, delayed onset of muscle soreness, from 70.3s, because it is kind of a race event. You can push yourself a little bit harder. And give it a few days off, you're going to be back to consistent training probably within a week. Full distance, stairs become a bit of an achievement. Lifts get used a lot. You might sleep downstairs, let's be honest. If you live in your bedroom's upstairs, you're going to ache. Your immune system absolutely takes a dive bomb. However, your appetite goes through the roof. And mentally, from a mental perspective, you're super proud of what you've done, but you can't even make a cup of tea in the morning. That's pretty much the ups and downs of the mental side. Let's go into food. We're talking about appetite. Post-race, Outlaw do a really nice post-race meal, which that is quite good, and that's enough to fill you. Maybe a burger, a chicken burger, or falafel, or whatever. They're pretty good at what they do. But with a full distance, anything goes. 15-inch pizza, donuts. There is, it's just volume. There's no shame in taking in the nutrition, if you call it that. It's just basically, it's just a lot of eating in the days after the event. From a spectator perspective, family and friends, 70.3, an amazing achievement. They were with you on your super sprint, they were with you on your sprint, they were with you on your Olympics, and they've seen the whole journey, and they're amazed at how far you've come. And they've been out there supporting you from 6 o'clock in the morning, let's say, until like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and they can all go home and everything's fine. And, very happy for you. Okay, but the big one, they almost become your course therapists, trying to guess what your state of mind is, trying to hype you up, trying to manage your crises during your event, especially in the run at the end. They've seen your ups and downs. They've watched you come past at least 5 or 6 times. They do feel your pain, and they scream for you, and they're knackered as well. Believe it or not, I did it recently, and it is quite a thing to actually support individual athletes from 4 o'clock in the morning all the way through till 12 o'clock at night. So yeah, it's a big one for them as well. Okay, mental game, psychology. You've pushed it, you've done it, you trained for this, you deserve it. What a wonderful thing. That's the 70.3s. Whereas the full distance is, you need to question your life choices. What on earth am I doing in my life? I could quite easily take up tiddlywinks or snooker. Why am I even getting out of bed at 3 o'clock in the morning and cracking on and doing 100-mile bike rides followed by 30 minutes running? Or why am I going out and doing 20 miles in the final week's run? Why am I doing 4K swim sets? Why am I doing this? But yeah, you'll get over it, and you'll do it again, because it's addictive. So yeah, there's a few basics on the differences between a 70.3. I'm not trying to put you off. I'm just trying to make fun of it. But yes, you do question your life choices. It is a big animal, but you'll feel amazing for doing it. Maybe not when you cross the line. Well, you will cross the line and you'll enjoy the experience, but physically it'll be demanding. It's a big day out. You need the support of everybody around you. One thing I will say, you need the support. You need to sit down and say, look, this is what it's going to take. If you need details on what it actually is going to take, ballpark figures on time spent, swimming, running, biking, then by all means DM me and ask the question. That's it. Ciao for now. Let's crack on.